Hello, here's a tutorial for Hanging on a Star by Nick Drake. I've not been able to find a tutorial on YouTube yet for the song, just some covers, so I thought I'd give it a go. This is the way I play the song, so it's probably going to be a little bit different from some of the covers you may see and probably how Nick Drake played it originally, maybe a little bit more simple, but it sounds close enough, so it does the job for me. The tuning is 6th string C, 5th string G, 4th string C, 3rd string F, 2nd string C, and 1st string E. And what I'll do is I'll play through the intro here, then break down the picking patterns and fretting shapes, and then move on to verses and various different fills that you can play as part of the song as well. Okay, so that's the intro played through. So the first part of the intro, you don't need to do any fretting at all, just the picking. For this bit, I won't go into which finger to play each string with. I'll just tell you that 6th and 5th string is always thumb for this part. Index is always 4th, middle is always 3rd, and ring finger is always 2nd and 1st. First part of the picking pattern, you're going 6, 5, 4, 6, 3, 5. And for the next bit, playing exactly the same thing again, but you're playing the 2nd string at the same time as the 6th string. So then the next bit, 6th and 1st string together at the same time, and then back to 6th and 2nd at the same time. So that picking pattern then the whole way through. And you just play that twice, and that's the first part of the intro. So I'd suggest learning that before moving on to the next bit. So the next part of the intro, again, if you keep your thumb responsible for 6th and 5th, index responsible for 4th, and middle responsible for 3rd, you're fretting the 5th string, the 5th fret, and the first little bit of this, you play 6, kind of leave a gap, then go 5, 4, 6, 3, 5, 4. So with that little bit of a gap after the 6th string when you hear this again. After that, you're then playing 6, 3, 5, 4 again. But you're moving down to the 3rd fret. So it would sound so once again 6, 5, 4, 6, 3, 5, 4 when you're at this 5th fret, 5th string. And then when you're moving down to the 3rd fret on the 5th string, it's 6, 3, 5, 4, 6, 3, 5, 4. Move down to the 2nd fret. And that's the next part of the intro. So just play it through one more time. You can lift up your finger and place it back down, but I think it sounds better when you slide on that bit. So probably another part to learn and then add on to the first part of the intro. Then the next bit, so you've been sliding down, you're here on the 2nd fret with your middle finger. You're now playing the 6th and 3rd strings together at the same time with your thumb and middle finger. and you're hammering on the second fret on that first string when you're doing that. So you're here, and then you go. So after you've done that hammer on, it's 5, 2, 6, 3, 5, 4. So still using the same fingers and thumbs responsible for those strings. So thumb on 6 and 5, index on 4, middle on 3, and ring on 2 there. So you're playing 6 and 3 together, then 5, 2, 6, 3, 5, 4. So just putting that together, those last 2 little bits. I've also just added in a 4th string at the end. Again, it's one of those parts where you can either play that 4th string or leave it. There's quite a few that I'll leave a gap, but you can fit in a 4th string, so I'll try and remember to say when you can do that. So you've just played and then what you're doing is you're moving your middle finger up to the 2nd fret on the 5th string, and it kind of creates a hammer on at the same time. Whilst you're moving that up and hammering on, you're playing the 6th string. So you've just played. I can't play it slowly. Okay, and that starts the next part of the intro. So you've just played the 6th and that hammer on together. Then it's six, 5, 4, 6, 3, 5, and then a little bit of a gap. So there. You can fit in a 4th string there if you want, but this is how I play it here. After that little gap, 6 and 1 together with your ring finger playing that 1st fret, and you're pulling off with your index finger off of this 1st fret on the 1st string. So and once you've done that, you're going 5, 2, 6, 3, 5 with an optional 4th that I've just played there at the end. This is one of the bits where I change up playing the 3rd string with my index finger rather than my middle finger. That last 1st string there with my index. And then finally in the intro, so another bit you should learn and add on to the rest of it before moving on to the next part, is 6 and 3 together, hammering on that 2nd fret, and then playing 5, 2, 6, 3, 5. With an optional 4th string that I keep playing, which I don't actually play when I play it the whole way through. Okay, and then that's all the different picking patterns in the intro. But you cycle through again, starting from this bit, but play exactly the same stuff afterwards. So you're just missing out the bit at the start that goes the 2nd time around. So I'll just play it through quickly just so you can get a sense of that. Marked up the last bit, but I guess you get the idea. So that's the intro. We'll move on to the verse in a minute. Okay, so just been through the intro there. So into the verse now. So at the end of the intro, so you've got to here. there's a little gap before the verse actually starts where you just play the same picking pattern as right at the start of the song. So that's the and all you're doing instead of what you do in the intro for that part is you've got your middle finger still on the second fret of the third string, and you play that picking pattern once through as a little bridge in between the intro and the verse. Once you've played that, you're then playing exactly the same thing through once again, but that's where the singing starts. I think what I'll do is I'll just play through the whole picking that I do for the verse, and hopefully it kind of then makes sense when I break it down afterwards. I pretty much go off a cover on YouTube by a guy who I think is called Josh Turner, and the way that he plays the verse. So if you're struggling with the timings, which I have, this is like the 4th time I've tried to record this bit, go and watch that, and hopefully then it makes a bit more sense. So starting the verse now, I can't put you through my singing voice, so you'll just have to imagine someone singing over it. You're playing this. So that last little bit I just did, that's kind of again a little fill that goes in between the two different verses that happen at the start, the hanging on a star bit, and then the sailing on a, I think it's the sailing on a sea bit. This plays in between the two, but I'll come on to that in a minute. So for the verse, you're playing through the same picking pattern you played right at the start of the song, and with your middle finger on the second fret on the third string. When you get to there, so you're about to pick the 6th and 1st string together, instead of picking the 6th and the 1st string together, you're moving your middle finger up to the 2nd fret on the 5th string, and then starting that picking pattern over again. So instead of playing those two together, you're starting over and going. Up to there. So again, you're getting to here, moving up. Then when you get to here, so where you would be playing the 6th and 2nd string together, you're moving back down to that 3rd string, 2nd fret, and playing. So just play that all the way through again. So starting from when you would start singing. So when you've just played this bit. Sorry, you just played this bit. You're moving back to this shape, but only playing up to there. So you're just playing 6-5-4, 6-3-5. So you're going. So that's when the lyrics are, I think, you deem me so high. You're moving between this. And I think the so high bit is when you're moving back down here very quickly and then moving back up again for your D mi so bit. So you play that through a couple of times, and then on the last bit where you're seeing the D mi so high, you're actually playing through the entirety of the picking pattern. So whereas you have been playing you play through the whole picking pattern. So and then move back down to the 3rd string 2nd fret and play through the whole picking pattern. So I think I will just play that through one more time because I've probably not explained it very well, and it's actually easier now you know the picking patterns and where you need to put your fingers on the frets to just hear it through, to know when to change and what the timings are. So this is without the little play through in between the intro and the verse. It's just when the singing starts, where I'm starting from here. Okay, hopefully that made sense. Once that bit's done, I like to play a little fill in between what I assume the 1st and 2nd verse. And to play that fill, you just play 6 and 3 together, then 5, 4, 6, 3, 5. But when you're playing that 3rd string the 2nd time, so you're hitting them together to start with, when you're playing it the 2nd time in that picking pattern, you need to have your middle finger on the 3rd string 4th fret. So and then you go back to the start of that picking pattern again, and you're back down on the 3rd string 2nd fret. So okay, so I'll just and then it's what I assume is the 2nd verse. Exactly the same picking pattern I've just gone through. I really hope it made sense because I kept confusing myself when I was going through it. But yeah, so you play another verse and then you move into some more of the kind of fills and variations after that as a bit more of an instrumental bit. So I'm just going to stop me there. Okay, so I'm going to assume that made sense, and you're now at the end of the 2nd verse, and at the end of the 2nd verse, this is the bit that I like to play. So instead of going and then moving into something else, I extend this part. So you know how to play this bit now. But then the next bit, I go okay, so you know this bit. Next part, 6 and 3 together, 5, 4, 6, 3, 5, 6 and 3 together, but now we're up at the 7th fret on the 3rd string. And I just play that through twice. Start again. Then after I've played that into one of the parts of the intro, exactly the same, 5th string, 5th fret, and when you get to there, you play something a little bit different. So let's try it again. So as you're playing this bit, that bit's the same, but then we're going. So 6 and 1 together, then the 5th, then 2nd, and I'm using my middle finger for this, back to the 6th, so 5, 2, 6, 2 again, but this time I'm putting my ring finger down on the 2nd fret on that 2nd string, so and then an open 5th string after that. I think it doesn't matter, you can probably keep that middle finger down on that 2nd fret if you want to, or lift it off. I can't actually remember what I do now. So you just played 2nd fret, 2nd string, then the 5th string, then middle finger's plucking the 1st string, and you're hitting the 6th string at the same time, so together. And then it's the same picking pattern from right at the start of the song. So alternating between 2nd and 1st string. So I mean the instrumental bit I just kind of muck around with, so there's a few different other things you can throw in as well. So there's another variation on that part that you can play. So instead of playing, you can play so for that one, same picking up until a certain point. So you've just pulled off the 1st string, 1st fret, hit that 5th string, then little finger onto the 3rd fret on the 1st string, and then 6th string, so 3rd fret, 1st string, then the 6th string, back to the 5th string, so and then 6th and 2nd together, moving your middle finger to the 2nd fret on the 3rd string. So and as you're moving back down, 6 and 2 together, and then the same picking pattern that's been repeating throughout the song. One other thing you can throw in there is this, so I'll just kind of incorporate it into one of the fills. So for this one, start with middle finger on the 5th string, 2nd fret, and you're playing 6, 3, 5, 4, and you're moving from 2nd fret on the 5th string to 5th fret to 9th fret to 10th fret, and making sure that each time you, I think it's each time you hit the 5th string it changes. Yeah, so and the timing just kind of sounds like that. You'll kind of hopefully work it out, but it's 6 3 5 4 6 3 5 4. And then once you get up to that 10th fret, to make it easier for me to move back down to the 2nd fret on the 3rd string, I hammer it on whilst playing the 6th string. So hammering on, playing the 6th string at the same time as the 3rd string. 5 2, then 6th, then 3rd, and then the 5th, and that's that bit as well. So a few different bits that I kind of just throw in wherever in the song. You can kind of just start to fit everything together, and you'll find that you can just move between these bits and it kind of always sounds right. So there's no real right or wrong way for you to play it. You can just put them in wherever you want. But the last thing then probably is how to finish the song. I think I've simplified this from what you're actually supposed to play. But all I literally play is whenever I decide I'm going to finish, I go. And to play that bit, I go 6th and 3rd, 5th, then 4th. So 6th and 3rd together, then 5 4. So 6th and 3rd together, 5 4 6 3 5. And I've got my my ring finger on the 3rd string on the 2nd fret. Play the same thing again, but move my ring finger to the 4th string, 4th fret. And then play the same thing again with my ring finger on the 2nd fret on the 5th string. And when I'm hitting that 5th string the last time, I pull it off and put my middle finger back down on the 2nd fret on the 3rd string and just give it a strum after that. So and that's it. Hopefully you found this helpful. I think probably the verse bit might be a little bit confusing, but the only thing I can recommend is watching probably that cover from Josh Turner, and you'll kind of just see the timing on it when you watch it through. That's kind of how I got the timing, was by watching that video. So hopefully that is a bit more helpful than my explanation. Thanks.